We have breaking news this morning. More problems for Austinites as another round of winter weather moves through. As we take a live look outside over downtown Austin, courtesy of the Fairmont Hotel, you will want to make sure that you boil any water that comes out of your faucets because there is now a citywide boil water advisory in place to add to all of the other problems that we're dealing with over so many days now. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Mike Rush.
One thing after another. I'm Hannah Rucker in for Yvonne Nava this morning. Our Tori Larned is joining us now to explain why this boil water advisory is in effect. Good morning, Tori.
Good morning, Hannah. Good morning, Mike. Yeah, it's a bit of a chaotic situation here in Austin, just adding fuel to the fire. The main Austin water plant, the Ulrich water plant, has lost power. Because of that, and on top of that, actually, water usage is through the roof. We're talking about bursted pipes, water main breaks, and people dripping their faucets hoping that their pipes don't freeze. All of this is creating the perfect storm leading to this boil water notice. The last time Austin saw a boil water notice was back in 2018 when we had that historic flood. The difference, though, between then and now is that people don't have water to boil and we don't have power to boil. So we're in a bit of a difficult situation. Last time they had no water, or they had to boil water for about 6 days. We don't really know the timeline right now about how long Austinites will have to boil water. Austin, though, not alone. They're joining a long list of Central Texans already under a boil water notice this week. In fact, many major cities in the entire state are in the same situation.
We have other cities in Texas that are doing the same thing: Houston, Waco, San Antonio. We need to focus on ourselves. We need to do what is necessary in order to keep everybody safe, and this is one of those things.
For anyone under a boil water notice, you'll need to boil it for drinking, cooking, and ice making. If you do have power, it's pretty simple. Just put water on the stove and boil it for 2 minutes, let it cool, and you can drink it. If you don't have power, it's a little bit trickier, but here's some tips. Use other heat sources like camp stoves, fish fryers, or grills to heat that water. Of course, use those things only outside. You can also disinfect your water by putting 1/8 of a teaspoon of household bleach per each gallon of water. Shake or mix it very well and let it sit for 30 minutes. Now, if none of those options work for you, reach out to friends and family for help. Go to your neighbor for help. We also have warming centers in the city with some resources. FEMA has also provided the state with water, so a lot of options coming through. Of course, we have all of that on KVUE.com. Austin Energy, Austin Water, working to get that plant back online. We'll let you know when the water is safe to drink again. Back to you guys.
Story. And of course, it's not just Austin. This water issue is widespread. So many other spots are under boil notices as well. Areas of Bastrop that use aqua water supply, the Brushy Creek MUD, Buda, Copeland, the County Line Special Utility District in Hayes County, Florence, Liberty Hill, Lago Vista, Leander, San Marcos, Taylor, Thorndale, parts of western Travis County near Lakeway, and Wimberley. Now, the city of Pflugerville says its water system has power again, so people living there should have gotten water back online last night. Still, though, the boil water notice is in effect in that area.
All right, thank you, Mike, there. Let's go ahead and take another live look outside over downtown Austin. Hard to recognize these days. You can see some buildings are dark, of course, to help conserve energy during this time. Others are not. This winter weather seems like it's never ending. This truly feels like the longest week of our lives. And unfortunately, more snow and wintry mix is once again hitting Central Texas. Let's get a closer look at that. Mariel, what good can you tell us right now?
I can tell you that we're out of the single digits, right? Monday and Tuesday morning, we had consecutive mornings of single-digit weather, which we have not experienced since December of 1989. And while we are still below the 32-degree mark for now 5 days and 10 hours, we are still going to be dealing with the winter weather. Winter storm warning in place for Gillespie, Blanco County. We also have a winter weather advisory in place for the rest of Central Texas, and this is until 6 in the evening. This is because of light snow accumulation. Anywhere between a dusting to about 1 inch of snow is expected today, and I'm not ruling out even a light glaze of ice. Tonight, it's going to be cold, but it will be dry. We're talking about lows potentially getting into the teens. Here's how your day plays out. Temperatures to start are in the upper 20s. We stay at or below 32 degrees for one more day, and then we make it to above that mark tomorrow. But for today, we still have to deal with some of this moisture that's in play. A few of the other high temperatures in the area, about 32 in Fredericksburg, 31 in Mason, Burnett at about 32, Bastrop 33 for this afternoon, about 34 in Giddings, 32 in Giddings, 34 in LaGrange. Tomorrow, that's when that temperature climbs to about 39 degrees. We'll have the potential for 50-degree weather come Saturday, so definitely looking forward to that this weekend, looking dry, and we are warming up. As of this morning, we still have quite a bit of moisture that will begin to move in. I'm already seeing some of it trying to sneak in, although this is not necessarily reaching the ground. I'm waiting for this next bulk of moisture that is still to the south and west of our region, already seeing some of that winter mixed across areas of Kerrville, just west of San Antonio there. And that will continue to usher in some of that moisture necessary to produce some snowfall throughout the day today. At first, it'll start in a winter mix form, and we can see that along our far eastern counties, just south of the Brazos Valley, the pink that you see there. But as the morning continues, it'll transition more into a snow. And this snow is expected to last through at least the mid to late afternoon. I'm expecting the higher totals south of our area, and then it'll taper from north to south this evening. This is showing you a timestamp around 6. We can see some of the clearing across our northern counties, and eventually it completely clears the region. Overnight, we have a clear sky and a light north wind, and because of all of that winter precip on our ground that has accumulated, it's going to really allow our temperature to drop significantly into about 18 degrees. Tomorrow afternoon, though, look, widespread above freezing temperatures. I cannot say that enough. We're expecting anywhere between a dusting to 1 inch of snow accumulation, and again, maybe some light icing across the entire area. Some localized areas, 2 to 3 inches, not ruled out from Gillespie, southern Blanco County, southern Hayes County, and south towards San Antonio, and especially areas like Del Rio. Today, 32, tomorrow, 39. But after that, look at this, 50 degrees on Saturday. Sunday will be significant. It will be the first day where the low temperature is above freezing and the high temperature is above freezing. And we stay with that trend through early Monday and Tuesday, even Wednesday, a high near 70 degrees. Let's go ahead now and get a check of our traffic with Jason Michael.
Still watching the traffic woes out there across the area right now. 71 in Montopolis and South Austin right now, looking very, very quiet and very slick for you this morning. As we take a look at this big map, I do want to bring a little bit of breaking news to you this morning in central downtown right now near Lavaca between 8th and 11th Street. That area is closed until further notice because of a water main break right now. We will be having a crew go down there and survey the land for you and provide a report for us this morning, so stay tuned on that. Back out towards the hill country for Buchanan Dam, you can see that area is closed down over near RM 2242 and also between 16 and Walter Road. That is at near our Ranch Road 965 as well. That's just to the south of Enchanted Rock. When you look back towards the city, I-35 northbound blockage between RM 620 and also 79. That is near Round Rock. A truck is blocking that roadway, so therefore that is closed, likely due to the wintry weather. And of course, more road closures down near Circle C and also on I-35 southbound between Slaughter and also William Cannon. That area is closed. And south on Mopac between Meridian Park. Mopac 45 toll from Mopac to 1626 near San Leanna is also closed.
Thank you so much, Jason. You are now taking a look at the latest for the Austin Energy outage map. As you can see, 87,000 customers are still without power this morning. And across the state of Texas, more than 600,000 are still in the dark. And as these power outages continue, Governor Greg Abbott is calling for an investigation into ERCOT. During a press conference yesterday, he called the council opaque and needs to change.
It's not transparent. And one thing that everybody needs out of ERCOT is greater transparency, especially the residents across the state of Texas.
The governor is not suggesting that any criminal activity is taking place, but says members of the state House and Senate will start investigating ERCOT next week.
And just like millions of Texans, now hospitals are dealing with water and power problems. Bryce Newberry is joining us live. And Bryce, St. David's Medical Center in South Austin is actually having to move patients to different hospitals because of this problem.
Mike, that's right. And don't forget, the COVID-19 pandemic is still alive and well. So now our hospitals are being affected. And we did learn that St. David's South Austin Medical Center relies on the city's water supply to heat the facility. That's because the water fills the boiler. And this morning, they're without heat as well as running water because of that lack of water pressure that many people are dealing with across the city. So that's right. About 300 patients had to be transported to other facilities. And listen, this is something that is just a major problem. Look at these photos from the Austin American-Statesman. These patients who were able to go home were transported, but others had to be transported to hospitals that still had some capacity. Now that St. David's South Austin location is working to get some portable toilets and water trucks on site to help alleviate the conditions and continue with operations there. But there are a lot of basic needs that a lot of people have throughout this community. We do know that ERCOT, which operates the Texas electric grid, was hoping to make some significant progress overnight. That is something that we've started to see reflected in the outage numbers this morning. And hopefully the goal is to be able to switch to those rotating outages rather than the prolonged, sustained outages that we've seen for several days now. And listen, I just heard from some of our friends up in Florence who are dealing with this issue. 4 days, 80 hours without electricity, and they're relying on four-wheelers and to get around and help each other out. They even told me they delivered some fresh cookies to their neighbors that were cooked on a George Foreman grill. So people are coming together and finding ways that they can to really survive as people are being met with really demanding challenges.
And I bet those cookies tasted good, not just because they were cookies, but because of the goodwill that went behind those. I appreciate it. And, you know, you're right, Bryce. ERCOT was pressed on this matter yesterday about when the power would come back on, and the CEO could not give a definitive answer on that, just that they're hoping to minimize those rolling outages for now. And on top of the power and water issues, now some Austinites are dealing with a natural gas outage. Texas Gas Service says this area shaded in yellow is affected. There it is. That's near MLK Drive and 12th Street in East Austin. That's impacting around 300 homes. And a spokesperson says they're not sure when it will come back on, but it's not an intentional outage like these rolling power outages. They're asking everyone to conserve their natural gas to help everyone along.
Some good tips there. And as we head to break, let's take another look at our roadways as the final round of this winter weather moves through the morning. You'll want to stay off the roads if you can, but coming up, we'll have another check of the forecast with Mariel Ruiz.
KVUE Air Quality Check is sponsored by Daniels Austin.
Indoor air could be 5 times more polluted than outside. Do you want to know the air quality in your home? Let Daniels perform a free indoor air quality check.